I made it to Iowa. Had a slight problem along the way. I noticed the engine was ticking really badly, so I pulled over, and the lifter tick was insane. And I checked the oil; it seemed a little low. It was really black too. And I did an oil change before I left, and I've only gone like maybe a little over 1,000 miles, so I don't know why it would be black. Maybe just gunk that's been sitting in there for a while. But I put some oil stabilizer and oil in it. It's no longer doing that. I noticed a small oil leak too, so I know where it's leaking from now, so I can fix it. That shouldn't be a problem though. I don't think that'll cause any issues as long as I keep oil in it. Other than that, the car's going good. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, in some small city, so everyone's giving me weird looks because I'm recording with camera. But I'll show you guys the car. We'll see how it sits. Here it is. Still pretty good. Getting really dirty though. I had to double side tape this because it fell off while I was driving. And as you can see, this obviously just hangs. But other than that, it's going good. Got the dogs here, and you can see the ghetto wiring I had to do. I'll explain all that once I get to Illinois. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and park here for the night. I'm gonna park here for the night. I'm going to, walk the dogs and stuff, and then in the morning head to Illinois. And tomorrow should be the last day of driving. So hopefully I make it. What's up, guys? I am in Iowa still. Got here a few hours ago and was in the O'Reilly's parking lot and met Tyler here. He saw my car and was like, dude, that's a dope car, and we started talking. So we're hanging out. I'm gonna be here for the day, and I have nothing else to do, so we're gonna chill. You gotta stick at AE101, 101. At AE101, you wanna talk about it a little? It's just a Corolla wagon, it's a 95, it's got the 1.8, mostly stock motor. It's a 5-speed, so it's a little harder to find. It's got coilovers and gutted and battery in the back, and just, yeah, some minor aero mods, but yeah, it's pretty sick. I like it. I've never seen one of these in person, and the banner is sick too, the TRD banner. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. I'm probably going to leave Iowa in the morning. Hopefully I'll be in Illinois tomorrow. Alright, so we have Tyler's AE101 here. This is the outside. It's got a Subaru Impreza bumper from what year? The GC8 body style. GC8 style. He's got the custom light intake. You want to go ahead and pop them off and show him how you did that? So he literally just drilled or cut a hole in this housing. And then what did you do after that?
I just ran a stock intake tube through the headlight, cut the back of it out too. Took off my filter, so the stock tube comes out the back right there and runs right into the intake. So
and he's got the Honda intake repurposed for the Toyota. It's not bad.
Coilovers.
Adjustable, cheap coilovers.
Yep.
Max Peating rods. I'm familiar with that brand. You got the sick JDM, not JDM sway bar. eBay special, probably from Korea or something. And then what kind of wheels do you got?
They're F1R wheels. They're 15x8 all the way around.
Nice.
And plus 25 offset in the front, plus 15 in the rear.
Real proxies?
Yep.
Nice.
Real proxies, F1R all the way around.
Nice. It looks very clean. It has very minor rust for being an East Coast kind of car. I don't know if I would consider Iowa East Coast, but
Salty roads in the winter, so
yeah.
It's hard to keep them clean.
I mean, he's done a lot of cool custom shit to this too, like fix this with like an old license plate that he just painted, and then you want to talk about the wing?
Just
a mock-up.
Yeah, 2 license plates bolted together with a nut and an acorn nut, and then just supports with some cheap gauge wire that's plastic welded to the car so that it actually is. Got seats from a 2001 Toyota Corolla Type S. Just bolt right in.
Got the custom
Superior
eBay steering wheel.
Yeah, it's actually Superior. It's made in 1981.
Oh,
made
damn.
in Italy. Yeah, it's a pretty legit steering wheel actually.
Nice. Got the Broadway, the nice, really nice seats. They're really comfortable. A little drift charm in the back. Battery relocation.
Got it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. I've never seen one of these in person, and
Probably won't again.
yeah, it's really nice. And for it to be a 5-speed too, it's pretty rare, from what you were telling me. But what year is it?
95.
95.
Yep.
And what model?
Corolla DX.
Corolla
DX wagon. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It almost looks like a Saturn or which is really cool to me because I had one of those when I was a kid, or my parents did. But yeah, that's his car. First person I met on the road trip and first cool car I've seen. So hopefully we'll get one more before I head to Illinois. You'll definitely get another one when we go pick up my sister's car though. I don't think I told you what she's getting yet, but I'm gonna keep it a surprise. Peace out. My car almost caught fire last night. I woke up to two bad things. The first thing I woke up to was the sound of water running, and it was raining last night, so I thought, oh shit, there's a leak in the roof or something just sprang and there's water going. Then I turn around and my fucking dog is pissing in the back seat. Not the trained one, the puppy. So the shitty thing is I let her out for about an hour before I had gone to sleep. So I woke up to that, had to deal with that fucking disaster. Got back to bed in my car at this rest area. 45 minutes later, I noticed it's really warm, and I open my eyes and there's steam, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so I look around and I'm like, that's not steam, that's smoke. And I look behind me, and the two wires that I had running, which I still haven't explained to you guys why I had to do that, they had rubbed through from all the driving I was doing, and the rain in the middle of the night had bridged the connections, because I'm an idiot and put the positive and the ground on the same side, and melted the wire and frickin' burned all along the side of my car. I don't know if you can see that, but I burned my hand trying to undo it. The wire was running across a big ass blanket in my trunk and all my clothes, and because I have the battery in the trunk, and it melted and was burning through all that. I opened the trunk and just smoke was pouring out. I thought my car was on fire. My gas tank doesn't have all the bolts in it because the car didn't come with all the bolts. So I was like, fuck, I need to take care of this now. I'm gonna die. It's all gonna explode. Me and my dogs are gonna be dead. Luckily I got everything out. Luckily it was raining, so I just threw everything on the floor, all the clothes and shit, and they went out right away. And there was no issues beyond that. I had to rerun the wires, ran the positive on one side and the ground on the other side. I don't know what's up with the wiring. I think my ECU might be fucked, because if I don't run the wires direct to the battery, the car doesn't get any spark. I tried running the wire to my extension thing, and that didn't work for some reason, so I'm thinking there's an issue there, or potentially an issue with the battery, or the cable that I ran the battery extension with. It is technically not the right cable you're supposed to run for car batteries and stuff. It's technically for like a super professional audio setup, like for subs and amps and shit like that, but it's like for a professionalized one, so it's thick, so I thought it would work, but I think maybe there's an issue with that. It probably burned up and lost connection somewhere in the middle, but I don't know. Once I get to Illinois, I'm gonna put the battery in the front for a little while and just figure out what base issues there are, and then I'm going to redo the battery relocation properly. I mean, it is done for the most part properly. It's just the one wire I use is not the right wire. Right gauge, wrong type of strand and shit. So yeah, that's the story of me almost catching fire and how I burned my hands. I burned the fuck out of them, like they fucking hurt. I really don't know if you can see that. Let me look at the back of the camera here. Like, you can see I grabbed the wire like this, like I hooked it and just fucking yanked it, and you can see where it burned into my skin. But car's running. Tachometer doesn't work, but you can hear it. And yeah, now I'm gonna go to Illinois. Got about a 4 or 5 hour drive. I'm gonna pick my sister up from school today, and we're gonna hang out. Also, Tyler had mentioned that this is a stock shift knob from a Miata. I don't know if that's true or not, but if anyone could confirm or deny, I think he said NB. But that would be cool to know, because I really like it. And I thought it was just a regular Nardi, like something you would order offline, but if it comes stock in something, that's pretty cool, and I would like to know. But I'm going to let my car warm up before I turn on the fans. Going to make sure everything runs good, nothing burns, and then turn on my defrosters because it's fucking raining and shit, and we've been sleeping in the car, so me and the doggos, and one's kind of buried there, you can't see her, but we've been fogging it up pretty good in here. I also wanted to show you guys my battery relocation I did. Take this as a lesson as what not to do. So as far as running it in this area, it's perfectly fine because I had left enough room to tuck this up into there, like it would run perfectly up along that wire and then come up where you couldn't see it behind the dash. And I had it like that for a while. However, this is audio wire, not power wire, so it wasn't necessarily getting the best connection. And so I had ran this, originally went to the coil, this wire right here, and I ran it direct to here and got no spark. Instead of running it direct to here, I just ran it direct to the battery. Now I have spark. So obviously this is where my issue lies, is this wire right here. So yeah, that's the story of me almost catching fire last night. I freaking got it out and a trucker came by and he was like, dude, you almost caught fire. I was like, yeah, I'm lucky. And you know, he offered some help, but by then I had already gotten it out. But yeah, that's a lesson that always run your wires through grommets and stuff. I don't have enough wire to run it through the car to the back for the battery, so that's why I had to run it the wrong way. I want to clarify that that is absolutely the wrong way. I've done it, in no way have I done it right. The only way I have done it right is in that the car runs now, but it's not the recommended or the proper way to do it. It's very dangerous. As you saw, it was raining last night, so it bridged the gas, heated up, burnt the paint in my car, which I'm not worried about, but you know, if you had a really nice car or something like that, the same exact thing could happen. And not just with engine components and running wire there, also with audio wire and stuff, you really have to be careful where you run it. Even just running it, drilling a hole in metal and running it through there without a grommet is a really bad idea. I have also caused burnt wires from doing poor audio installations back in the day. I guess I'm just one of those people that just has to learn from their own mistakes, but please take it from me. If you're going to run wires and you absolutely have to run it like I did it, like shittily, at least wrap it in electrical tape like I just did. I didn't do it the first time, but I just wrapped it now completely in electrical tape. Electrical tape is like $3 for 5 huge ass rolls at Harbor Freight. Like, you can definitely afford that and it'll save your life, or at least help protect your wires and shit. Always loom your wires too, even if you run them poorly. I always loom my wires with either fiber loom or plastic loom and electrical tape, depending on how much amperage or heat it's going to experience, and depending on what kind of loom you're going to use. But for the most part, like, unless you're doing super performance shit, plastic loom will work on everything. And really, that's all my recommendations. I do normally do better like electrical shit for cars, like that's kind of something I'm into, but obviously I'm on the road, can't necessarily do everything the right way, especially with a limited budget and limited tools. But we're running again. I'm just letting it warm up, and then we'll get back on the road. I'll let you know when we're in Illinois. Shouldn't be too long from now. I might wait until it like stops raining because I need an alignment bad. That's one thing I completely didn't even think about before we left, was alignment. And the reason I didn't think about it was because the rear has perfect like -4 camber or -5, and you know, it looks really nice in the back, and obviously whoever did it like put in time to adjust it correctly, so I thought. So I incorrectly assumed that it'll be fine, and the previous owner, not the person I got the car from, but the person before them, I had added them on Facebook because I found their name on the title, and they had told me that they had gotten the suspension done and stuff, and that it has MR2 struts and springs and stuff, and that, you know, the alignment was done up for the canyon, whatever that means. So I just assumed it would be good, but if I go above 50 in the rain, I get real fishtaily, real bad. So I'll probably wait until it dries off a little bit, and then I'll head out. But that was my adventure for today, so hopefully I don't burn up again. I'm gonna go check the wires, make sure they're not getting hot, and then I'll report back when we're in Illinois. Peace!